So today we'll talk about 10 things that you should do while charging your mobile phone to keep your battery life healthy. So the first thing which comes to mind is, when should I charge the battery? Usually you should charge your battery whenever it is less than 50%. You should always keep your battery life between 40 to 80% and not constantly charge it to 100%. Next, overnight charging. Usually, a lot of people talk about it and say that overnight charging overcharges your battery and which is not good for your battery life. This is a myth. These days, modern smartphones auto-cut the charging supply as soon as the battery level reaches 100. Next, fast charging. These days, a lot of smartphones are coming with the feature of fast charging, like OnePlus. Usually, the experts recommend to use fast charging only for short duration of time. For example, when you wake up in the morning, then you plug your phone before you go to work. In case of fast charging, there is more current flowing into the battery as compared to normal charging. This heats the battery to a certain extent. So this is why experts say that fast charging your phone overnight is not a good habit. You can obviously charge your phone which supports fast charging with a normal charger as well, if you wanted to charge overnight. Next, can we use any phone charger with the phone that we have? If the charger has the correct rating, then obviously yes, we can use it. Or if the third party is supported by the original manufacturer, then it is totally fine to use the charger. Next, partial charging. For those of you who think that charging the phone again and again in one day will harm the battery, then you're wrong. Charging the phone once a day or 10 times a day does not affect the lithium-ion battery. In fact, you should do. And if you think that we'll only charge the phone once per day and that too at night, then that is not a good habit. Next, regular top-ups. We should plug in the charger as soon as we can to give the battery small amount of charges. This greatly increases the health of the battery and keeps your phone in a healthy state for a longer run. Next, parasitic loads. We should not do battery-intensive activities on the phone while it is on a charge. For example, like playing games like PUBG, Fortnite, etc. and especially viewing videos on Netflix when on mobile data. This greatly decreases the battery life. What we can do is, while on charge, we can do normal surfing on Facebook, Instagram and listen to music. Next, keeping the battery cool. If you notice that while on charge or otherwise your phone case is making the phone hot or doesn't let the heat radiate away, then you should probably change your mobile cover. Next, storing tips. These tips are usually neglected by most of the people. When you buy a new phone and no longer need the old phone, you keep it in the drawer. Make sure that the battery level on the older phone is near 80%. If it is not, then the battery will drain very quickly and the phone will basically be dead. This happened with me when I pulled out my iPhone 5 nearly about after 7 months and now its battery is dead. Even the Apple Service Center guys can't do anything about it. Now, the most important point for understanding all of this is understanding the cycles of a battery, basically the lithium-ion batteries.
Suppose you have a phone with 100% charge in the morning. You use it all day and the battery drains to about 70%. This drainage adds to the cycle of the battery. You charge up the phone overnight back to the full capacity. Now, the next day, as soon as you consume 30% of the battery, a full cycle of discharge is complete. This is known as one cycle of a battery. The ultimate aim is to keep the cycles as low as possible because lithium-ion batteries tend to degrade after 200 to 250 charge cycles.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. And please do like and subscribe.